Welcome back to your hour. I got what I want.
Yep.
Anyway, we're going to look at Mr. Movie Phone. He's got a couple of, or 2 or 3 movies he's going to talk to us about today, and then we're going to have some web video for you instead of movie trailers. So let's take a look at Mr. Movie Phone.
Action! Happy weekend, everybody! I'm Mr. Movie Phone with your weekend movie preview. This week at the movies, there's a boy made of clay who speaks with the dead, a make-believe boy who's sprouting leaves, and old boys with deadly toys as Hollywood's biggest action stars reunite for The Expendables 2.
What's the plan?
Track him, find him, kill him.
Sylvester Stallone and his all-star band of mercenaries are pulled back in to do another job, but what seems like easy money turns into a revenge mission after one of their own is killed. The movie's rated R and starring every action hero you've ever heard of. The real deal, over the top, mindless, dumb, ridiculous, but it knows it. Yippee-ki-yay! The Expendables is a lot of fun, and so bad, it's good. I'm in. For some frightful fun, there's the 3D stop-motion animation comedy, Paranorman.
The witch's ghost is going to wake up tonight. And when she does, she'll raise the dead.
It's the story of Norman, a misunderstood boy who can speak to the dead. When his town is overtaken by ghouls, zombies, and witches, Norman must use his special power to save his neighbors from a centuries-old curse. The real deal might be a little too scary for the tiny ones, but Paranorman is so clever, so amazing looking, that it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. If you liked Coraline, you will love Paranorman. I'm in! Also in theaters, The Odd Life of Timothy Green, about a boy who apparently has leaves growing out of his legs. All right, now remember, for your showtimes, your tickets, my 6-second review, so much more, go to MoviePhone.com or call 1-800-777-FILM. And if you want to drop me a note, it's Facebook.com/MrMoviePhone or tweet me right at 6-second reviews. So have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.
That's a wrap!
Well, we don't have any movie trailers for you today, but we have some web video. We showed you part of one last week. Oh, now that's not allowed.
I think we got a little hungry monkey.
That's not allowed. Anyway, the first one is about some card tricks. A man that's showing some, I don't know that he's giving away any secrets, but he's giving some really good tips on card tricks.
So you gentlemen are really the eyes of the audience. I want you to watch me very closely as I do what should be good, solid riffle shuffles, something that you would be happy to see within the course of your own game. I'm going to give them one more and then do what gamblers call a dead cut, which is literally trying to let my hands reach the deck and cut an ace. This is an acquired skill. And once again, please notice that there are no breaks or protrusions in the deck. There are no dog ears. I'm going to take the deck. I'm going to divide it very cleanly in half. I really am going to solidly shuffle the cards. And once again, I'm going to try to do what's called dead cutting an ace, to reach down into this part of the deck and cut out another ace. And by the way, notice if I cut even one card too few or one card too many, I would have not have cut an ace. By the way, this is also something I practice left-handed. That's in case someone breaks my right thumb. So let me try to cut the ace of spades for you. Left-handed, oh, lucky me. Now, those of you who follow the game would understand that each time I cut an ace, it's so much harder for me to cut the next one. This has something to do with the law of probability. So anyway, that's the concept. And once again, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to watch me narrowly as I shuffle the cards. And Jeff, I'm going to give the deck some cuts. At any point while I'm cutting, would you say stop? Stop. That's good. Be my guest. Put it on the table. You gentlemen have been doing very well. Can I induce you to stay for the postgraduate lecture here? Thanks. Tonight I've chosen 3 topics for discussion. First, card control, what happens when cards are shuffled and cut. Then I'm going to talk a little about false dealing. You've heard the term dealing from the bottom of the deck, probably. I'm going to discuss that. Then maybe end up with a demonstration of card stacking. But first, can cards be controlled? Well, yes. So I'm going to demonstrate how this actually might look. This is very strange. This is really a gambler's exercise. It's something that's distinctly non-theatrical in tone, but I hope you'd find it intriguing. So what I'm going to do, and again, these gentlemen are close by, they can see that I'm putting aces in the center of groups of cards at random, and then they are, at least for this second, out of my control. And what does that mean? It means it's an exercise in isolation, so there are many cards in between each ace, and yet when I push them into the deck, I don't leave them protruding by a 1/16 of an inch or a 32nd of an inch. At least for the moment, the aces are out of my control. I mean, they're squared and they're in the center, they're not sticking out. How do I get them back in my control? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, I get them in my control by shuffling. How do I shuffle the cards? Well, this is a complex issue. If I were a cheat, I would want to shuffle the cards in a way so I did not seem more clever or less clever than anyone else in the game. Let's say we were playing gin in Miami Beach and people shuffled in the old-fashioned way like this, then that's the way I would want to shuffle cards. If we were in a rather elegant New York bridge parlor, you might see someone shuffle the cards in this way and then do a little bridge afterwards. That's what that's called, a little flourish, but it's a simple riffle shuffle. If you're in Las Vegas, you wouldn't be allowed to shuffle cards like that. A pit boss would actually say to you, you must shuffle cards with them flat on the surface of the table. Why? They're afraid that if you put the cards in your hand, I could glimpse them or you could glimpse them. So this way, it's much more procedurally cautious for them. You would actually shuffle the cards like that. Then I'm sure you've all been to private games where people turn half the cards over and talk about, you know, Anaconda, Pass the Garbage, Alaskan Poker. And in this case, they're literally shuffling face-up cards into face-down cards like this, leaving a distinct mess of cards from various positions. Well, what does a cheat do? Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I can tell you I've done this long enough that I can make 3 statements of absolute fact about the condition of the cards at this very moment. The first statement is, even though the aces were widely separated after all that shuffling, they are now together, one next to the other. The second statement is they're in the dead center of the deck. The third statement is, to make it easier for you to see them, I've straightened out every other card, so only the 4 aces are face up.
Well, that was really interesting. I think the guy is really clever. The next one we're going to look at is a whole different idea on carpooling, and you'll see what we mean when you see this video. I probably didn't give him enough time to load it either, so.
My grandpa used to be able to do card tricks.
Oh,
He tried to teach me and my sister cards when we were young. I didn't have much of an interest, so my sister did. She beats me in cards every time I play her. Yeah. Although I got real good. I competed against 60 people in my very first Texas Hold'em. I came in 4th.
Very good.
Yeah. Maybe I need to look at doing that in Vegas professionally.
Well, if we have the carpooling video ready, let's go ahead and show that.
Sure that's not your house? No, it's not one of those James Bond cars. He got something in the trunk he wants, doesn't he?
Wow, I tell you, it was a whole different idea about carpooling than what I had in mind. But anyway, I hope everyone enjoyed today's program. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Sweet Adelines. They're always a lot of fun to have here. And have a great weekend. The weather's supposed to be pretty mild. Mm-hmm. We might even get some rain.
Yeah, we're supposed to get some rain tomorrow. That'd be nice.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
My watermelons are making a comeback this year. Thought they were dead. They're popping back.